I had the options of carrying on university and putting music aside, or actually rolling with this music thing and letting it grow. I was basically at a crossroads where either I shelve music and come back in a few years' time when I'm not relevant anymore.
Do you just stop because people suddenly don't adore you anymore? Or do you keep going because you actually just want to do it yourself?
It's not pursuable, it's very, very risky. He just didn't want to see me do this and fail.
I worked at Marble Vinyl with this guy named Ricky. They had some records in the store, and I remember that every now and again, when the store was empty, he would kind of like fool around, or he would go like, hey, watch this. One day, I was listening to a Michael Jackson record, and he very casually went like, watch this, and he took out a Prince record, and he mixed them together, and it was just something so amazing about it. And there really is something amazing about the way he put together the songs on vinyl that I've really never heard someone do something quite like it. It was instantly very impressive. It was very, very impressive. But anyway, we were sitting in the shop one day and he went, hey Phil, I've got this small show at BattleDas. Do you want to come and play with me? Do you want to play the show with me? And I thought, that sounds great. So we go there, we had a combination. I think we had one record player and one CD chair. And we would kind of go back and forth. Like he would pick a song, I would pick a song. We did that and I was really sort of smitten with the idea. And then after that, Ricky came to me like about 2 or 3 days later and went, Phil, we might have another show. And I remember it was specifically, I was taken aback by the way he said we. Like, oh my God, we have another show. Fantastic. It was like, great. That show didn't happen. Then I was discouraged. Okay, so my name is Philip Kramer, and my DJ name is BattleDas. And what else would you like to know?
What's happening? It's Mike from Heavy Feet. You're checking us out in the mix with Das Capital, UCT, Radio Cape Town.
Shake something.
Next, I've got Jumping Backslash's new track he sent me today called Down on Me. His stuff is normally very... It was never a point where I can remember when music wasn't important. It wasn't like I was told like you need to do an instrument or whatever. It was just like, cool, here's the new Metallica album, let's listen to it. Cool, here's the new Faithless single, and I'd listen to that. I'd be that kid who'd be like, I really, really like Faithless, when no one else, even knew what dance music was. I've lived here in the northern suburbs in Klapmans, and that meant that I'd have to wake up every morning at 5:20 and leave my house at 6 to get to school at 7, and school would start at 8. So I started producing a lot more seriously in the last 2 years of high school because I had a laptop and I could take it with me, and it gave me something to do when no one else was at school. I did a bootleg of Bonnie vs. Skinny Love, and I did that as a personal experience. I was in a bad mood, having gone through like a semi-breakup thing. Like I was just like pining, and I was like, lame. This song means a lot to me. Let me just make it a bit more upbeat, because then maybe I'll feel a bit more upbeat. Cool. Did it, gave it to Andrew Berry from We Are Awesome. I leave it alone. The next time I Google it, it's #1 on Hype Machine.
You can feel what you're doing is correct without having to like consult a manual. I don't really know how to describe it, but I would call it like a kind of sensitivity.
I did a year course at an SAE in Cape Town. I went with a guy from my high school, Ross Alexander, who's Alex R, and we met this Angolan guy called Freddie.
It's like the same kind of sensitivity you need to have to cook something and have that really work, and make music and have that really work. It's like why I don't believe in going to college for studying audio engineering.
Through hanging out with each other, you could pick apart what everyone was doing right that you weren't. And it was unreal. Within half a year, we went from being okay to being pretty good.
If you make all of those mistakes yourself, you taught yourself the method, so you have your own method. Art's are really about like channeling like life experiences and thoughts and like emotions and stuff, and I think what is so dead about people that make a lot of, like, say, electronic music, which I think is so sad. People do these things and it's just like, it's just to like make an impression or like, you know, make this crazy sound or to do this thing, and that should never be a goal in and of itself. It's just like, what are you even doing that for? You know, like what is this? Is the limit of your own personal self-expression to just make another set of fat beats? You know, it's like, or to make the exact same dubstep bass line that every other moron has already made, you know, like as if we haven't tread that territory. People are so like afraid to do something different or to like really try and make their own mark.
Yes, it's dance music. Yes, it's to like party your face off. That's what I intend that track to do.
These people, maybe they're producers, but I would hesitate to call any of them artists.
But at the same time, it's meant to affect people. For example, my Two Door Cinema Club thing that I did. You listen to the original mix and it's like this uplifting, sort of like indie rock, sort of like woo, feel good summer anthem, like dun, 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 dun. It's an amazing lick, like I love it. And the vocal as well. If it's what I want to do. And I was like, great, you know, I really dig this track, it's really fun. I want to make it dark. I want to completely and totally tweak the living crap out of the song and make it an emotional thing. I want it more to be like people to actually think about what the guy's saying. I want people to feel, not even uncomfortable, but I want people to feel cancelled. I want them to feel like they're sitting in their room at 3 in the morning listening to their laptop. I want them to feel like this is the ideal music for a night drive on your own or with that one person you care about.
The beauty of the thing is when you get your fucking hands in there and you really figure out what you're about, what you want to do, and what matters to you in that scenario, and how can you transmit that from yourself, from things you've done, from things you've read, from things you've seen or heard, and how can you jam all of that? How can you shoehorn that into your primary mode of like expressing yourself, which in this case for me is producing electronic music.
I don't think, other than Phil, anyone is more in a relationship with his music as I am, because I have to fucking listen to it every day.
I've got basically 13 projects, 13 songs I need to have done by sort of like midway through next month.
You don't write a song by playing it over and over again. You make it by playing that 5-second part over and over and over again. Sometimes I'll wake up on a Saturday morning hungover and he'll be sitting in his underwear at his table making his music. Other times I'll get back at like 3 in the morning and he'll be sitting in his underwear making music.
I won't leave my house. I won't even, and this is gonna sound disgusting, but I won't even shower. Like I'll be in the same clothes for like a week and I'll literally just stay here, work, take a couple of breaks here and there, keep working, don't generally sleep a lot during the night, work through.
A lot of the uncertainty of the music and the anxiety within the music reflects uncertainty and anxiety in my own life. 0 job security at the age of 26. You know, that is not making dramatically more money year on year. Shit, I'm worried about where it will turn up, where it will end up, and where I will end up in a few years' time. And like, will I be 30 years old, realize that I've wasted my life, and then, you know, have to get a job at McDonald's?
The need to sound like somebody else is a big problem that a lot of people have, and it's not that I don't want to sound like other people, and I'm not saying I'm not influenced by people, but the thing that makes me a bit different is that I'm genuinely unable to make a track that sounds like one genre. Like I've sampled bathtubs into tracks, I've sampled, like now this like in the track I've got like a landmine going off in a track, like these are all little interesting things that you can pick up on from other guys, because the whole fun of music is that it's all about experimentation. It's not just have a synth, have a drum, have a rap, have a sing, that's it. Like, fuck around.
I've been working on the album for about 2 years.
He just needs to put his music in the right place, because it's good. It's just Cape Town doesn't understand it.
I'm not sure who will like it. Hopefully just someone with an open mind who just wants to listen to it.
I'm writing music, firstly because I love music, and secondly because if I can make people dance, it is the most euphoric feeling. There is no drug in the world that feels as good as playing your own song and people loving it. I get this sick smirk on my face when I'm DJing and people notice it, because I know what I'm playing next and I know what it does to a crowd.
Really, you have to be big on stage. There's a kind of like a gravity that you create around yourself after a while. Getting a certain amount of attention at a certain age, one has to be hardened against what people really liking what you do does to you, or does to your brain, and it can really negatively affect you over a course of time. Like it can sort of mess you up like a little bit. You sometimes see this kind of like this shade of this feeling of being, you know, like enjoying having people recognize you, but I mean like really enjoying it. And I think that it's human nature to maybe enjoy getting that kind of attention, but I think you can never get too into that. You can never like enjoy that too much. It'll mess your fucking brain up after a while. You'll go crazy if you think about that kind of thing.
It's been a whirlwind 2 years, but it's been a case of really just putting in work where it counts, doing the hours, and like showing the people who are in charge that even though I'm 5 years younger than them, or however many years younger than them, that I'm as serious, if not more serious. People go, oh bro, I haven't seen you in like forever, like what are you doing? I'm like, cool, the answer's the same every time, I'm working. And I understand that I'm 20, I understand that this is like the time of my life to be having the time of my life. But to be honest, I am, and I wouldn't be doing this any other way.
If somebody said, why am I doing this? I can only tell them that it is the one thing that I've ever encountered. It is the one thing I've encountered which I just unconditionally love doing it. I would do it if I didn't get paid. I would do it if no one came. I would do it if people told me I was terrible at it. I love doing it. And I would... There's just nothing else I would rather do. I would die for it. It's the best.
Fire, 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 fire.